Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Madisonville Marine. No better place to buy a boat. That's their slogan. That has been the truth of Madisonville Marine for the last 40 years. People come to Madisonville from as far away as Atlanta and Nashville to buy boats at Madisonville Marine. They've been around 40 years. Those two things alone should tell you why you need to get down to Mad Marine and madmarine.com. All right. Want to welcome in the next member of our panel. Always good to have Mr. Isaiah Victor with us, VFL.
How you doing?
Doing good. Good to have you here. Mike Strange back. Mark Pancratz back, former Vol assistant. Let's go ahead and put up the media predictions for the 2016-17 SEC standings. Yeah. Tennessee 13th is where they're projected. Not a single Vol was picked to the first or second team All-SEC squad. Tennessee finished 12th in the league last year, ahead of Auburn and Missouri. They were 15-19 overall, 6-12, and by this rationale, you're going to be worse this year. Give me some reasons for optimism. Are there any going into this season?
I'm excited. This is the fourth year on the show, and it's the first time we're covering the same coach within that same time. There's not a coaching change. But I think for the first time since C.J. Watson, which was a long time ago, you've got true point guards on your roster. You got Lamonte Turner and you got Jordan Bone, and I think that group right there is something that the program's really going to be able to build on.
You like Bone. We talked earlier this summer, and you had good things to say.
I do. I think in the whole recruiting process, he was the quickest point guard that they saw on the circuit. I think for basketball, your point guard sets the tone offensively and defensively, and I think he's got a chance to either get a lot of minutes at point and put Lamonte to the side, shooting guard, but he's going to make an impact.
Mike Strange, any optimism?
If you can get optimistic and excited about seeing young players and see what they're all about, seeing them develop, yes. But otherwise, not really. And I'll look at the SEC as a whole. Top 25 preseason's out. Kentucky's the only SEC team. The SEC can hire all these experts and gurus and bring them in to try to improve basketball, but it's not working.
And the good news there for Tennessee is there's room to surprise because you're not in a league with 15 Goliaths, as Shazan referenced earlier. And I do think, if you're looking for positives, the fact that you've got 7 freshmen and a redshirt freshman, it's the first time in a while that you don't have a coach coming in who's having to build a team on rent-a-players. You know, okay, we get this grad transfer, we get this guy here. You're looking, for the most part, at guys who will be in Knoxville on this roster for the next 4 years. And I think that allows fans something to latch on to and watch them grow, as you say.
If they choose to latch on to it, they have to give the process time to develop, because since he got hired, we've said it's a 3-year process to get it to where they're NCAA ready. And with 8 freshmen, 5 sophomores, it's just going to take time.
Isaiah, you're a former Vol. You played over there, 4 NCAA teams, 20-win seasons. You look at the state of the program right now. You were here when Rick Barnes was hired. You like the hire. As it stands right now, 1 year in, what do you think about your old program?
I mean, we're still a work in progress, that's for sure. I still like Rick Barnes. That's where my optimism sits. But at the end of the day, he's starting to get some of his players in. He says it's a 3-year program to develop some of them. They're actually freshmen, not junior college transfers. So I'd just be interested to see how he develops them. And I know he's going to work them hard, and they're going to play hard for him. So.
Let me ask you this, in terms of, and again, we're looking for reasons for optimism here. The SEC not strong. You can look around and see teams that make it into the tournament and have nice tournament runs that aren't blessed with 5 stars at every position. There's always some Horizon League team that makes a run and that kind of thing. So I know there are people saying, well, this roster doesn't look loaded with talent. Rick Barnes, a very successful career. Do you think he can get more out of this roster than, say, previous coaches might have been able to here?
Oh, definitely. That's why I said my optimism lies in him, just because I think he can bring that extra little bit, turn a 3-star into maybe a 4-star player on the next level. And like I said, he's going to definitely work him hard enough. And at the end of the day, I mean, it's just on paper. We're number 13 on paper. That doesn't mean anything. You can't play the games on paper. So, and I don't think the whole rest of the SEC is that good. I mean, even Kentucky, they're reloading with the 5-star guys, but you never know how they're going to gel. So you still got to play the games. Just don't forget about that.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mark.
Well, the other thing I think from a optimism standpoint is the tempo and the style of play. And also, look, Robert Hubbs, who's been your 5-star guy, man, when he came on his recruiting visit, I was still there. He was a guy that was a knockout shooter, and he shot 24% from three. I'm encouraged to see what happens with Coach Barnes, what he did with Kevin Punter's shooting ability,
Right.
see if he can have that impact on Robert Hubbs this year, his senior year.
And if Lamonte Turner turns out to be the player that most of us thought last year he would be if he could have gotten in there, okay, now you've got two players who have the ability, I would think, to compete for an All-SEC spot, perhaps.
Like Schofield too, man.
So you've got some players to build around there. So tell you what, later today we do an overtime segment every week that's online, and we're going to talk about the big concern, which is recruiting, basketball recruiting. Mark Pankratz, Isaiah Victor are going to be back for that on our overtime segment today. So you'll want to check us out, sportsource.tv. Follow me on Twitter. I'll tell you when that's posted. Until then, my thanks to Isaiah Victor. And where are you now? Tell people where you are and what you're doing.
Wyatt Johnson Toyota in Clarksville, Tennessee, new car sales consultant.
New car sales consultant and record holder for most cars sold, correct? In a month?
For 1 month, yes, sir.
30-something?
Yes, sir. I was blessed that month.
If you're needing a car, this is the guy to buy from. All right, when we come back, we will talk about the Vols' remaining football schedule. What are the biggest challenges left? And after that Arkansas game, do we still feel Florida's guaranteed to lose to someone down the stretch? Come on back.